are so many commercials out there to help you lose weight today. Buy this pill, buy this product, this injection. They're all out there. Everyone's trying to sell you a product. And did you know that there's research out there that shows you how to lose weight naturally without product and pills or injections? And the research out there, it's there. It's mounting every day. There's mega studies out there that show the way to lose weight that the rest of us are living, and we're doing it healthy, and we're satisfied. I just released a book at 5-steps.net. It's called Unravel Weight Loss. It's for you. It's actually available to tell you all the research out there of how to lose weight versus buying product. And it's here, and it's actually ready for you. And there's one cost of $97, and you're thinking that's pretty high for an ebook. But I tell you what, you also get a full recipe book with how we're eating and enjoying our foods. All right. And we're loving it. And we're also cooking easily, and we're eating our vitamins. We're not taking all the over-the-counter pills, and we're also stretching and doing some very easy workouts that actually make us feel so much better. At 5-steps.net, at your fingertips for $97 one time. There's no subscription, and you don't get emails and all this other stuff unless you request to be on that. And so there is a program for you, and it's based on research. At the 5-steps.net, you can get your Unravel the Weight Loss, you can get your weight loss books and your recipes and your workouts all at one place. I'll see you there at 5-steps.net.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
So many of us looking to get healthier, potentially lose some weight, but then we realize we're working out, we're exercising, where our nutrition we feel is okay, but the weight's not coming off. Maybe we plateaued, just not changing, not gaining, just kind of hanging out there. What's the barrier? What's holding us back? We're going to identify that today with somebody that has created an amazing 5-step program, a simple program to completely change your life. And she's not just anybody. She's an advanced practice board certified clinical nurse specialist. She knows her stuff. And we've seen that. We've learned that every time we get together with Mary Ann Wietbrock, who is back. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, and so I'm here today to explain how you can feel well. You know, the perceived. How do you perceive your health? Are you? Do you feel great? Do you feel good? Do you feel fair? Do you feel tired, exhausted, unraveled? Okay. And so there are so many different reasons why you feel the way you do. Now, some people want to go to the doctor and have every test run, or some people want to try every single diet out there and see which one works for them. Well, that's a problem when you start looking and searching and you're just not finding what you are looking for, and then you don't understand your own personal challenges. And so now to feel good, to feel excellent, to feel really, really energized for your day, all right, you have to have everything lined up. And you just don't have the time. You have brain fog, or you have too many kids, or you have too many jobs, or too many responsibilities at both ends. Maybe you're taking care of your parents too. And so the mounting list of tasks that you may have are keeping you, that can be a very, very big challenge. But does health and living healthy lifestyle have to be complex? No. And at the 5-steps.net program, we actually just live it. And so we eat out of the recipe book. We do the stretches and the workouts. And I believe everyone does have time, but when I kind of investigate, I'm like, well, what are you doing when you're not working? I'm sitting on the couch, or I'm cleaning out a closet, or I'm, hanging out with family or friends. And so there's many different tasks that can take us away from our health that really doesn't have to be so difficult to change. Now, other people have, food sensitivities, they're gluten intolerant, they're diabetic, they have food allergies. And so then it becomes food access. Do you have food that you can eat? And so there may be, there are some people that live in the remote areas that have food access problems, and they become their own farmers. And then they share within their farming communities, and that's great. Then a lot of people, some live in cities and can't find a grocery store close. There's a food access problem. And the dollar stores are trying to get some fresh stuff in there. But then how do you make your choices? And so you're just so tired. Your knees hurt, your hips are tight, you're limping, and you're only middle age. We're finding middle age health starts, your health progresses as you age. And so we want to age gracefully, correct? And so when people don't think about it until they have diabetes and heart disease and cancers, then they start thinking about their health. Well, only 35% of people are actually living that healthy lifestyle and living it and actually seeing the benefits of it. But it doesn't have to be that way. Your time is valuable to you. Now, maybe you don't have the cooking skills. There's many people that haven't learned simple, basic cooking skills. And we have this here at the 5-step program in actually how to create simple meals and how to prepare them. Now, somebody once said, well, if it's healthy, it's not savory. And I'm like, well, I disagree with that. I feel like I eat like a queen, and I don't spend much time in the kitchen. Last night, I spent an hour in the kitchen, and I made enough food for yesterday, and lunches, and dinner tonight, and lunch the next day. I don't have to cook for a couple days.
Not to mention the money you're saving.
Well, I'm not eating out. Yeah, I'm not eating out. I'm not eating the same thing every day. And I'm eating things that taste good. And so savory versus healthy, I disagree. I feel like my food is very tasty. Now, you see the spoons here behind me with a lot of ingredients, a lot of spices. And so, it's got to be spicy, and it's got to be this and that and the other. And everybody has their own taste. And that's the neat thing, is you can add more spices or less spices. But one of the things we've gone to, I believe, is we've gone to convenience versus flavor. And, if you are, now people will spend their time in a Starbucks drive-through, but they don't have time to cook. And I'm saying that, rearranging our priorities so that we can enjoy our food, enjoy our health, and enjoy when we say health, I'm talking about our mind is clear, our digestion is working well, we're not having diarrheas and constipations, and our limbs, our joints are working well. What does health mean for you, Steve?
Less anxiety. Not that I have a lot, but less stress. Mobility. I'm active, and I still feel like every once in a while, where'd that come from? A little bit of there, my ankle, my knee. But also, I know that I'm more in tune with my body. So if I eat something and I react a certain way, and it could be just brain fog, like you're saying, it's like it's on my radar. And even things like alcohol, having a few beers, I don't feel anything that day. The next day, I just feel like kind of sluggish, lethargic. And I believe my system has changed to the point where when something not so clean comes in, it's like, wait, whoa, wait, what's going on? So I feel I'm more in tune, but haven't nailed the weight loss thing, even though I think I'm eating okay. So we need to make a change there because as I understood and learned from you, like uh diet is most of it, really, somewhere like
Well,
70%.
no, I actually disagree.
Okay.
Um, because you basically have you actually can register, you can define your digestion trigger or your digestion number, let's call it that.
Hmm.
And is it dialed up or is it dialed down? If it's dialed up, you can do that with physical activity. And I can tell you what, on Monday mornings, which is today, I'm going to have to be dialed into where's the food, where's my healthy foods lined up, where is it at? Because I'm usually so busy on the weekends.
Mm.
And I made the mistake of saying something yesterday. And my husband's like, oh, well, there's a brush pile to burn. So I was burning that. And I was like, oh, this is hard work. And he's like, yeah.
Wow.
That's okay. It was my turn. So when you're dialing your digestion down so that you aren't hungry and you're eating less, so to lose weight, well, I can tell you that that needs to be monitored by your doctor. The Journal of American Medical Association, JAMA, this month in August of 2024, just published an article and they did a study. Okay. And this is the Journal of American Medical Association. So this is, your best of your best. They have
Sure.
done a survey. All right. And they have tested online drugs for the semaglutide. Okay. The Ozempics of the world. Okay. What they have found, and they're Wegovy's, they're basically the same kind of products. What they have found, they tested 6. Okay. 1 was contaminated. All right. 3 had higher doses, which is a problem because you're going to overdose and you're going to have problems with constipation and other problems related to digestion and to the drugs. 2, actually, you paid money online, but before they sent it to you, they wanted more money.
Wow.
They wanted you to double your money. Okay, you might have already put $650 on this, and you're like, oh, wow, now you want more money? Okay, and so this is a qualified research, and if you're not getting your medicine prescriptions from a physician or a nurse practitioner, someone that works in an office, then you're at risk for getting drugs that are not what you're going to be asking for. And so there's going to be the wrong dose, the wrong medicine, the wrong effect. And then you're going to want, more and more and more. Actually, the diabetics that are having to take these, or if they're, what do you call it, pre-diabetic and they're taking these, they're actually asking for the doses to be decreased because they don't like how they feel on it. And I can tell you what, you said it, Steve, you said, oh no, it's all diet. Well, no, it's physical activity. And it's half and half. Okay. The physical activity that you do, now not all people can walk 30 minutes a day. And I've seen this over and over and over again. And this is why I've written the book, the ebook, Unravel Weight Loss. I've also have the weight loss videos, workout videos, and on how to walk. I have helped people build back up. All right. 3 people in the last month to explain. And so they weren't able to walk hardly without symptoms. And this is quite interesting. And so then they want to lose weight. Well, but I got them to where they could move again, and they could actually work on their wellness program. And now they're able to do the physical activity that they need to do for what they want to do, like go on vacation or go to their kids' games. And so motion is very important. And so fitness, like we'll call it fitness, okay? And it may not, and we are not running a mile. We're not Olympians, okay? We're not athletes. We're not building muscle. But we take people from where you're at and move you forward. And so working these videos, it actually takes you from start to moving more. And it actually gives you guides along the way. And so now, if you are interested in that, you can go to the 5steps.net. This is 5steps, 5-steps.net, and you can actually get the program for the $97. Now, there's no ongoing subscription, and you're not hounded for more money. And you're going to get the extent of the entire program. You can live in the recipe books because they're actually sensible eating. And instead of going to 20 different sites and trying to find what you're looking for, this site actually can help, because everyone is used to a rich, salty, sweet taste, right? And so in the beginning, you'll be like, oh, this stuff has no taste. And it's like, well, actually it does. What people tell, what they say is that, oh my gosh, I taste food again. It tastes good again. Okay. I can actually taste what I'm eating. So on the program, there's one called eating hygiene. Okay. So you're like, oh, is that like sleep hygiene? Well, sort of, but how are we going to eat so that we are healthier? And all of these questions that aren't even being asked because you don't really understand what the problems were. You didn't realize you were having problems, and all of a sudden now you've been hanging out on the lounge chair inside or outside at the pool, and you're just hanging out and enjoying life and just eating what you like. And so I'm saying that we can eat what we like to a degree. And it just needs to be incorporated into the plan. So,
and I want to add too that for that $97 to get the program, you said there's no further subscription every month or anything. That's a flat fee. You're done. You're good to go. But you continually add content, recipes, and updates and videos. So it's always being refreshed. There's always new stuff going on there, right?
Yes, I did put some new recipes on there last week. I'm trying to figure out how to put a new one on there. It didn't like the picture, so I'm gonna have to reshoot that. So, oh yeah, I have lots of recipes to add. I'm always creating, and it's with simple foods. There's one section on the recipe books about how to make salads 12 different ways. Well, some people, now, if you go out to eat, you're going to get the same salad most of the time, iceberg lettuce, and you're going to get tomatoes and cheese, maybe an onion. And everyone's like, well, that iceberg lettuce isn't any good. Well, it is. It has value. It's 97% water. It's got a little fiber in it, some vitamin A. And so it's worthy. And if you're not eating the salad, what are you eating? Now, I don't always order the side salad with my meal, depending, because sometimes I eat that side salad and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was in a soup bowl. It's like huge. And then you see people taking their carry-out dishes home, which is okay. But if you're traveling or don't have the ability to get home and throw it in the refrigerator quick, you might be running around with some food, and really it should not be out of the cooler for more than an hour or two.
What's your favorite current dish from the program?
Well, we have the most famous dish this summer. It is a rice dish. Okay. It actually has made with whole grain rice. And actually, you chop up a bunch of vegetables. And so it's like whatever in your refrigerator or at the farmer's market or at the grocery store, but peppers and onions and tomatoes and let's see, just different kinds of peppers. And then you can add some Katamata olives with that. And then you could add mushrooms if you wanted, banana peppers, whatever it is you have. And then you actually put some balsamic vinegar on it, vinaigrette dressing, balsamic vinaigrette dressing. And you season that vegetables, and then you put it all together with the rice. And you can eat that kind of cool. You don't have to eat it cold or hot. And it's actually really good. We have had it with, last week we had it with salmon. The week before we had it with chicken. And it's become a favorite, and you can do so many different things with it. And it's actually healthy. You have, let's see, yesterday I put some cabbage with it. So you just mix it up. And
isn't it amazing and I'm not a chef, far from, very far from, but when certain flavors come together and you prepare it in such a way, lettuce tastes good. Like onion. I put onion on a sandwich the other day, or actually ordered it. I was going to the beach, and I never get a sandwich made. So I went to, my go-to type sandwich for the first time in a long time and said, yeah, throw onions on there. It all works together, but onions are amazing. Those little nuances and flavor. But to your point that, you cut back sweets and then you revisit it and they're like, oh, wow, this is overpowering. I don't need this, because our palate, we're so used to certain things. And let's be honest, certain things that aren't really the best for us. If we get away from that and kind of reset everything, is it ever too late, Marianne? Is it ever too late to kind of restart our health goals?
Well, the body heals itself. Your taste buds do change over time. You can actually improve your gut health, and includes your taste. And so it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to just start eating really nice, good food. And then you're like, oh, this tastes so good. You need a week or two. Okay. And then your gut health will start to improve. The number one first thing that people say within a week is, I feel better. Okay. And they didn't realize they felt bad, but they feel better. And they're like, oh my gosh, I want to do more of this. Now you said something, Steve. I was at the farmer's market last week, and I picked up a couple red looking things, and I was checking out, and I said something about them being red potatoes. He's like, no, those are beets. I'm like, oh, I really never seen fresh beets before. I'm like, all right, I'll take them, and I took them home, and actually that's what I put in the mix yesterday. Didn't realize, and basically I roasted them in the oven for a little bit with some olive oil, and then I chilled them and I put them on the salad and mixed them with cabbage and other peppers and tomatoes and radishes, and they just kind of blended in, and they're like, oh, okay, well, so I'm maybe not just going to eat a bowl of beets, but when you mix them with other things, oh, they were kind of tasty.
Wow. Yeah, there you go. It's like you don't realize it until you realize it. And all this stuff, it's simple. We all don't have time, but you make it simple within the program. This is nothing new for you. You designed this program quite some time ago, right?
Well, actually, I've been in business now for 10 years. But before that, I was helping my patients at the bedside. I was in bedside for a very long time, helping people with open heart surgeries, cardiac arrest, heart attacks, heart failures, strokes, diabetes, COPD. And so I have a very strong experience with people and their struggles. when the same guy comes back and he's like, well, I went home and I got sick and I ate this and this happened. And so then I started to really help my clients, on the spot, helping them with some basics. And when we go into the hospital, we look at the food and, it's rather, they try to think it's healthy. If you've ever been in the hospital yourself, you're like, well, I can't eat this. But so then you're like, and what they give a diabetic, they give them a lot of breads and things. And, the diabetics actually do really well on this program. If you're type 2, if you're pre-diabetic, or if you're type 1 on an insulin pump, this program actually works really well and has helped people reduce their medication use and help them feel better. And the doctors love it.
Well, we spoke with somebody that used the program a few weeks ago. He was diabetic. He's doing phenomenal. And I'm the first to say, you can spot a phony. You could tell he was genuine, and just by his energy and his smile, he's like, this, Marianne changed my life with this program. Check it out, 5-steps.net. That's where you got to go. Game changer, life changer. Marianne, thanks for being here today and shedding some more insight on what's probably the most important things in our life, our health. I appreciate it.
Yes, and it's better than the alternative of getting something online that you're not sure what you're getting. So this is just good, honest to goodness food and how to move better so that you feel better.
In closing here, to your point, you don't know what you're getting online. It's like when you go to the farmer's market and you talk to the farmer, you're kind of that version in the program. You're a dedicated medical professional that has designed a program. It's organic. It's not some company that's trying to sell you something. You just want to help people, and you have. So appreciate that. And we'll catch up next time.
It's based on research.
Of course. Of course. But it's one person helping another.
Put all the pieces together. If you put 100 research articles together, what do you do? What is lifestyle? Well, that's what we're summing up for you here.
Exactly. All right. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.